Hello, good evening. Welcome to GBC24 and Ghana Television. This is News Hour. I'm Thelma Taki. The President, Nana Akufo-Addo, has reiterated the commitment of his government to establish the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program (IPEP), which will ensure that each of the 275 constituencies receive an equivalent of $1 million for infrastructure development. Speaking to the Ghanaian community in Abidjan, he said the fund will be administered by 3 authorities, namely Coastal Belt, Middle Belt and Northern Belt Development. The bill is expected to be laid before Parliament very soon.
The President's meeting with the Ghanaian community was to update them with events at home since he was elected into office. The meeting, his last event, was part of his 6-day tour to the neighboring countries. The President emphasized on the free SHS, which will be implemented this September, the Planting for Food program, which is expected to engage over 200,000 farmers in the first year, and the Zongo Development Fund, which was captured in the Asempa budget, among others, in his deliberations. He said he inherited an economy that was not in the best of shape, but his government is working hard to make it a vibrant one.
Fertilizer, we're subsidizing it. The Tremufa, new improved seedlings, extension officers, 5 years you College of Agriculture, boys they free money free all sitting at home. Information no employment. We have employed 1,200 of them to support the program for food and jobs.
The President also urged Ghana's electoral body to work towards the possibility of Ghanaians living abroad to vote in national elections. He said the $1 million per constituency has been captured in his first budget.
1 million per constituency, no. Our budget team of this year's budget contains that commitment. So the provision has been made. Then so the year per se, after na bibia ye babe no, mkutubu bahonanti. Development authorities are, as I said, so they to me it says can you inyamai. Parliament ebe free mayor kono. And as our development authorities, Northern Development Authority, Middle Belt Development Authority, Coastal Development Authority. Yeah, Baba, yeah, who she say? The person yes, she say yeah. A bear French they beer to me who capri beer bad you. Yeah, the Baba, they see what sada no. Me person sada no. It be sibium.
Back on home soil, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Mr. Samuel Amoako-Attah, has inspected some roads in Tema and its environs to assess their state and general drainage systems in the communities. He said link roads need to be fixed to ease the pressure on the roads in Tema, especially in the industrial area.
The Roads and Highways Minister, Mr. Samuel Amoako-Attah, together with his 2 deputies, Mr. Skwabna Ausu Eduam and Anthony Abaifa Kabo, and the Deputy Minister of Transport, Titus Glover, were in Tema to inspect drains and roads within Tema. Areas visited were the industrial area, DVLA, Tema East, Tema New Town, and Mahia. The mainstay in these communities is fishing. The lack of proper drains within these communities seriously affects their work. Residents in Tema New Town, for example, go through a lot of difficulty whenever it rains. The storm drain within the community has collapsed. The storm drain is a tributary of the Chemu Lagoon and needs to be fixed. Just by the drainage is this road, which is badly damaged as a result of the rains. The road hitherto could be an alternative route to Tema New Town from the Valco Road. According to the minister, a proper drainage system will be provided whilst the road will be fixed to serve as an alternative route to ease traffic around Valco and the heavy industrial area. The once freshwater Chemu Lagoon has lost its freshness. Filth has taken over. We were told that the Chemu Lagoon has not been dredged since 2015. The stench that comes from the lagoon is unbearable. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Mr. Samuel Amakwata, expressed disappointment at the state of the Chemu Lagoon. Elsewhere, the Chemu Lagoon could serve as a tourist attraction. The Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, Mr. Kwabena Owusu-Aduam, said when access roads within communities are fixed, it will reduce the congestion on the major roads.
There are some roads that already had drains. They were constructed more than 8 years ago. Portions are filled, we need to repair them, but majority of the sections are in good condition. We may have to do some minor repairs and then start construction. Minor earthworks, all that we need to put on most of the roads is the pavement, the sub-base and base. Then we put bitumen on it.
The entourage later visited where the ministry is planning to construct a bridge between the New Town and Pong. According to the Deputy Minister of Transport, Mr. Titus Glover, the construction of the bridge between these communities will reduce travel distance.
When this is done, it is going to save human lives, it's going to enhance productivity, because workers are always stuck in traffic and all discomfort and all about that.
Residents of Tema are hoping that the latest visit by the minister will help in repairing all the bad roads in Ghana's industrial city, which was the pride of the country in the 60s, but is now losing its shine. For GBC24, Mavis Affair Champon reporting.
A heavy rainstorm today hit some parts of Accra, causing damage to some billboards along the 37 Military Airport Road and around the Accra Rehabilitation Center at Adabraka. The rainstorm left in its wake a number of uprooted trees and pulled down some giant billboards. The downpour, which lasted for more than 4 hours, left several parts of Accra in disorder. A visit by GBC24 to some of the affected areas, including Kanda, the 37 Airport Road and Adabraka, showed damaged billboards. The premises of GBC were not spared, as the roof of a car park was ripped off and the billboard at the outer reception was pulled down. Residents of Kwandrum at Winneba in the Central Region have raised concerns about the health risk posed by the flow of effluents from the mortuary of the Winneba Government Hospital through a drainage system in the area. They say the stench from the drainage system is affecting their health and are therefore calling on the hospital authorities to address the problem.
Residents say they have endured the stench from the hospital's mortuary as well as the KVIP in the area for years now. According to them, they are exposed to all kinds of diseases due to the unsanitary conditions in the area. They have complained to the authorities of the hospital, the assembly, as well as the member of parliament, but nothing has been done so far.
The stench from this gutter is bad, and we are all not happy about it at all.
There's this lady who works with the health personally, and then with someone who have been to her several times. We went, oh yes, we'll do a bit about it, and that was the end of it.
Some of the residents who spoke to GBC24 called on the Winneba Municipal Assembly and the hospital to consider reconstructing the drainage system, which is in a bad state. First, Kwesi Kwenu, followed by Christopher Ejumawudze and Ama Akwaba.
There was a time some people were brought to clean this place up, but that was it. So please, now that you are here, please carry the message across.
We are now appealing to the government to forget about party politics we should look at our health.
We cook and eat here because this is where we live, but that is not good because the stench is bad. Something must be done.
Asin North in the central region is one of the food baskets in the country. It is a major producer of cocoa, oil palm and citrus, as well as other cash crops that rake in millions of cedis. However, poor road networks, lack of potable water and high unemployment rates are some challenges that the people face. They are therefore calling on the government to come to their aid.
Asin North Municipality has a population of over 161,000. Just like rural communities in the country, most of the people have taken to farming as their mainstay. Cocoa, citrus, maize, rice, cassava, plantain and oil palm are some of the crops grown in the area. The main language spoken in the area is Akan. There are about 46 communities in the municipality, which has two constituencies, Asin North and Central. Although Asin North helps in the generation of revenue into the state kitty, the road network in all the communities are in a bad state. This road is a major link between the Takoradi Port to the northern part of Ghana and beyond, but it is yet to be attended to. The drivers complained that due to the bad nature of road, it affects their movement. Potholes have developed on the road, and residents blamed some of the accidents recorded in the area to the state of the road. The youth of the town occasionally fill the potholes with gravels, but the gaping holes become obvious when the rain sets in. In an interview with GBC24 on the deplorable nature of the roads, the Asin Municipal Coordinating Director, Mr. Joseph Akwe Daban, said the Assembly has information that funds have been released for the construction of the road. He said the Assembly is working to relocate the taxi drivers who are using the shoulders of the road as their station. The Assembly is also relocating some traders who sell on the pavement as part of preparations towards commencement of the rehabilitation works on the road.
About 6 months ago, I think a team came from JICA and highways, Cape Coast, to come and do some assessment of the place. You understand, at 2 spots we'll be having overheads. So they came to take some sand samples for them to study. And they made us aware that in about 4 months later, the project will get started. But they were not specific as to the time and day that the project will start. We did not receive any official letter to that effect. However, we have heard that some money has been released for that purpose. So we are very sure that the project will come on.
Some broken down vehicles have been left on the shoulders of the road, posing danger to motorists, especially at night. There is police presence in the municipality, but the officers are housed in separate rented offices, making it difficult for them to work efficiently. In an interview with GBC24, the Municipal Divisional Commander, Chief Superintendent Henry Bacho, said that all the vehicles for surveillance had broken down, either due to accidents or through mechanical faults. Others have also been left on the roads for lack of space at the police station.
The town has no barracks, so we are divided into individual houses. That is not convenient for policing, because as of now, when there is a problem, you blow in, falling, the people are not able to attend quickly. And our offices, you can look at the building here, all are old, they are leaking. Then we don't have any secure offices. So that is a problem. And our number 2, strength is very limited. You know, police, we need to be everywhere. But if you are limited, how can you occupy the police? So we are short of men.
Chief Superintendent Bacho also highlighted the challenges facing the police in the municipality. Another important institution in the Asin municipality is the Asin State College, established in 2006. However, the school lacks amenities including dining hall, computer laboratory, among others. Mr. Francis Kwame Agbedanu is the headmaster of the school. Unemployment is one of the major challenges facing the youth in the Asin North municipality. Due to this, most of the youth trained as dressmakers and hairdressers are finding it difficult to get funds to buy their start-up kits. The Member of Parliament for Asin North, Abena Mensah, therefore decided to assist the beneficiaries to start their own trade. She presented 50 sewing machines and 20 hair dryers to dressmakers and hairdressers associations to be given to the beneficiaries.
To the Ashanti region now, where the Kumasi Presbytery of the Global Evangelical Church has offered its unflinching support to the government's fight against illegal mining. The church believes the destructive effect of galamsey on the environment is unquestionable. The chairman of the Presbytery, Reverend Professor Frank Fuga, said this at the Presbytery Synod in Kumasi.
The Kumasi Presbytery of the Global Evangelical Church consists of 27 districts in the Ashanti and Bono-Afo region and part of Central and Western regions. The 2017 Synod of the Presbytery, which was on a theme, Thy Kingdom Come, Living the Kingdom Life, was to guide the affairs of all the congregations. The chairman of the Presbytery, Reverend Professor Frank Fuga, advised pastors and preachers of the word to teach transformational gospel.
Living the kingdom life begins when we all experience the kingdom of God in our hearts and minds. If and when that happens, then we will naturally live godly lives for the rest of the country to see. It is therefore incumbent to preach and teach the transformational gospel of Jesus Christ so that we can reduce the high level of nominal Christians in our churches and produce men and women who reflect the character of God.
The Ghana Muslim Mission Women's Fellowship has launched its 50th anniversary in Accra. Members of the fellowship urged the government and other stakeholders to introduce income-generating schemes that will help Muslim women and youth to live meaningful lives. Of the Golden Jubilee of the Ghana Muslim Women's Fellowship celebrations was, among other things, to acknowledge and thank its forebears for upholding the Muslim faith and supporting each other. A senior lecturer at the University of Ghana, Hajia Fatima Suleiman, said the Muslim girl must be educated to enable her to reach her full potential in society.
There is the need for intensive leadership training of its members and to enhance their capacity in mobilization and providing effective leadership. There must also be some conscious effort to put in place succession plan for the sustainability of the fellowship.
Hajia Ramatu Mahama, the wife of former Vice President Alhaji Aliu Mahama, challenged the women to be assertive and serve as role models, especially in the Zango communities. Activities lined up for the anniversary celebrations include a health walk, seminars on empowering the Muslim youth, and the Grand Durbar. This is GBC24 and Ghana Television. It's the news live. We'll be right back after the break. The national rugby football team, the Ghana Eagles, are winners of the Rugby Africa Regional Challenge Group West 1 tournament. Ghana beat Togo by 10 points to 0 in the grand finale played at the Accra Sports Stadium. Ghana made the first try on the 25th minute through Rahman Salisu, but they missed the conversion to end the first half 5 points to 0. Theophilus Opai made Ghana's second try to end the encounter 10 points to 0. Basketball League in Sunya in the Bono-Afo regional capital has ended with the University of Energy and Natural Resources UENR emerging winners.
Global Sporting Projects GSP Basketball Championship in Sunyani is in its second year, and the just under 2017 season turned out to be even more thrilling than the maiden edition. The University of Energy and Natural Resources basketball team that lost the finals last year to the Sun City Briefs exacted revenge as they beat the Sonali Lads by 26 points to 25 baskets in the title decider. Right from the start, the two teams battled for supremacy in what turned out to be a tight affair. The first quarter of the game was an exposition of tight defending as it ended with just 2 baskets for the Braves. In the second quarter, the baskets started going in a bit more, with the University of Energy and Natural Resources coming from behind to take a narrow 4-point lead. The encounter settled into a ding-dong affair, with the narrow lead changing hands several times. With exciting play from the likes of Eden, Bakpo and Brew, the UENR opened a slight gap, which the University of Energy Natural Resources lads opened a slight gap, which they stretched to 25 points to 15 by the end of the third quarter. With defeat staring them in the face, the Sun City Briefs fought back bravely to cut the deficit to 5. With their stars Robert Mensah, Selassie, Wogba and Osaikweku Calvin in their element, they closed the gap further, making it a 1-point game. But the University of Energy and Natural Resources, fresh from their semi-final showing in the recently held Universities Games, managed to hold their brace off, with the game ending 25 points to 26. Here are some reactions from players and coaches.
Though we won, we didn't have a day. If we should have had a day, I'm not sure this would be the scoreline. But unlike other times, we still won. And we are happy to go for that.
We wanted to play our game. We see they are youthful, they wanted to speed, but we wanted to slow the game. That was why we played our game, because you can see that it helped, because they have about 15 players. We are almost like 10 players, because they can bring up maybe 3 different teams, so we had to relax and not play to their game.
We came in as underdogs in this game, even though we are the defending champions. But I'm proud of my boys. I mean, they played their hearts out. It was a good game. We enjoyed ourselves.
This year we moved a step further, which is a positive for us. We went to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, we met some very good teams, Accra Polytechnic and then Legon.
In the arts news tonight, this year's Abuacher of the People of Winneba has been climaxed with a catch of a live day by the Tuafo No. 1 Asafo Company. Although the festival was peaceful, the Deba was held amidst heavy security.
Abuacher is one of the most popular festivals not only for the people of the central region, but the country as a whole. Although in recent times its popularity and patronage has dwindled due to chieftaincy disputes, the festival remains an important religious obligation of the people. It is celebrated every first week of May. On the dawn of the day of climax, which is a Saturday, the 2 main Asafo companies, Tuafo No. 1 and Denton No. 2, embark on a hunting expedition in their sacred forest in search of a live deer. They bring their catch to the Deba grounds for some rituals to be performed. This year, the Denton No. 2 Asafo Company did not participate fully in the usual search for the live deer. By 9:45 a.m. on Saturday, the Tuafo No. 1 Asafo Company had brought their live deer to the Deba grounds for the rituals to be performed by the Omahini Nenyin Gate.
Ridomel Gold Plus. Spraying technique. Spray your cocoa pods with Ridomel Gold Plus to protect your harvest from black pod. To get a good harvest, you should use Ridomel Gold Plus every 4 weeks from the start of the rainy season until September. The best time to spray Ridomel Gold Plus is early in the morning before 11 a.m. Later in the day, the change in wind direction may blow the Ridomel Gold Plus away from the pods and pollute the person spraying. Spray the Ridomel Gold Plus onto the cocoa pods. Spray each pod from the top of the tree to the bottom of the tree. When you have sprayed all the pods on the tree, move on to the next tree until you have sprayed all the trees on your farm. Remember to use 150-gram sachet of Ridomel Gold Plus per each tankful of water and 6 50-gram sachet of Ridomel Gold Plus for every acre of your cocoa farm.
Keep watching the weather report and I'll see you same time right here only on GTV.
Thanks to the weather team, and that's how we wrap up this edition of news. Up next is Talking Point. Do stay with us after the news.